Okay, taking another update. Progress is being made. Tank holder and tank are installed. They have to be tightened up and they got to be plumbed still. Nothing serious there. I got to remove the old tank and the old fuel line first. The weight has been mounted, and yes, it's in an area that I didn't think would be optimal at first, but it's on there. And I welded straps through it. I don't know if you can see those right now. It is kind of dark out here. Let me see if I can't find something to shine some light on the situation. Ta-da! Okay, and I ran straps through it since it had weak cuts, and they're run to the opposite side, and they're welded there. And it's welded on either side, and there's small welds that I could reach in there in the center. Let's see if I can get the light in there so you can see them. This is definitely going to improve the fact that it took forever to turn because it was just pushing the front tires and they didn't have really much weight on them. The motor transplant I'm going to hold off on that for now. I've decided to keep the 12 horse in it until the 12 horse dies. And I'm going to confirm a theory that I put the wrong weight oil in it and it's leaking by because it's not heavy enough oil. Doesn't have an oil pump in it. It has a splash system. Now it's not ticking or knocking or anything, but I think if I put a solid 30 weight in it, it'll stop leaking. It's probably just blow by or something. I will eventually need to get a new starting belt for it. The belt there is kind of shot. Now, I hope that certain people understand that this original concept wasn't just for mudding. It was for utility in my yard as well. So, for those who think that this thing can't handle the mud, and I will test it with that weight on there to see if that even slows it down. I doubt it will. Not with the way this thing rolls. Not with the 26 12x12 ag tires I got on the back of it. I have never really gotten stuck with these tires on the back of it. And if I pump them off, if I put more than 2 pounds in them, they're freaking hard as rocks. And from the looks of it, mind you, lighting in here is kind of medicinal at best. Even with that, see that little chunk of weight is about 100 pounds of solid dead weight, and it doesn't even make them tires squish. So, I also am making progress on my snorkel. I managed to get this trimmed out last night, and I thought about it. The stock hood has a spot for where the gas tank sits. I said, you know what? That looks a perfect spot. So I put it right there, and it already had a hole. All I had to do is just trim it open more, and I can line this up however I want it, and I'll put 2 bolts in it, 2 steel drillers. I'll get short ones, and I'll clean that, and then bam. Then all I need to do is run a hose, a accordion style hose, like a vacuum cleaner's hose, from this to my carburetor. And that way it'll move when I open the hood. It'll come up when I open the hood. And boom, instant snorkel that's stealthily looking. And actually looks kind of cool. I think that looks good. The new tank holder, it's, you know, not as conventional. I could always bend it back a little bit so when the hood opens it doesn't touch. I still got to tighten it up and then plumb it. But I put this here because it's closer to the carburetor and it'll feed the damn carburetor, as opposed to a fuel pump quitting on me and I'm in the middle of doing a job. So, no more fuel pump issues. I'm still going to keep the big battery, which is in my truck. It's hooked up to in my second battery slot in my truck, keeping it nice and charged up. I'm going to secure this box here down. I know it's covered in everything which way. I got to get some cup holders for that side, or I'm going to take some PVC and I'm going to hot glue it in place. You know, homemade cup holders. But yeah, I've made serious progress. I've still got to finish the last 2 portions of that. I've been trying to get everything else done. I got to get it to run again. I got to roll it forward here now, and I'm going to take the old tank out, and I'm going to deplumb and then plumb the new tank and possibly fill it up and put the battery in it and start it up. It hasn't been running in a while. I'll crank it over or whatever without the spark plug in it, just spin the oil through it. But before it comes out of the, well, it's going to be in here permanently, but before it comes out, I got to pull these front spindles off and grease them because it's stiff turning, and I'm going to lubricate the turning mechanisms all the way up to the gearbox. That's it for this update. I will take another one maybe today or in a little while. You know, I know people say things to me, but I'm using what I have, and mostly what I have is junk to put together. But mind you, ECOTs, those who said to freaking don't get ahead of myself and stuff like that, this thing has proven itself in the mud already. I did a test run that was in a place tore up by 4-wheelers, and it didn't even stop. So know this, all right? Just because you don't know what it's capable of doesn't mean the guy who's driving it doesn't know what it's capable of, and it's capable of a lot. Alrighty, I'm gonna sign off. Like, rate, subscribe. Shoot me some ideas if you guys want to see some stuff. Again, I tested the fire pit last night. Works like a fucking charm. I have to finish it. I need a little door in the front, and I need to put the chimney on it. But other than that, works like a fucking charm. Alrighty, I will talk to you all later.